Welcome back, guys. This is the boldness of weebs, and this is what if Naruto was raised in the wilderness, part 3, and this may be the finale, but I still have like the preliminaries onwards to cover if I want to do a finale, so I still don't know. Depends on how I feel, and if I do, it's probably going to be over an hour, which is kind of long. Cause I still boss. We move. Anyways, it's for my ducklings, so it's alright, right? No, it's not. Anyway, last time we left off with the preliminaries that about to begin, well, and of course Team 7 passed the second part of the exam, and they did tell Kakashi about the curse mark, which Naruto didn't know about yet, and he was going to know about it later. And anyways, now, of course, Naruto, who just came out of the Forest of Death, pretty much finishing everything, he's actually heading to watch the preliminaries since he's allowed. Anyways, once he arrives, he actually sees that Tsuki's fight already started against Kiba, and Kiba unfortunately lost. And anyways, now, of course, the rest of the fights go, no, not all of them go the same. It's actually Hinata's one that actually becomes a draw, because Sakura is a lot stronger than Ino now. Sakura wins her fight, and everything ends well, except for Lee. Gaara does kind of destroy Lee. Even Naruto wasn't fast enough to actually predict this, and in the end, White Guy does come in to save Lee, and Naruto was about to go as well. He had his hand on his katana, or his Nichiren sword, and he was like, he was literally, if no one else did it in the next second, he was gonna do it himself and cut down Gaara until he stopped. But Might Guy was able to fully stop Gaara right there. Sorry if my voice went up for a second there. Sorry. But anyways, now, of course, Naruto actually kinda saw himself in Gaara. He saw this himself if Naruto never decided to leave, well, society and become pretty much a wild, go in the wilderness. But anyways, Naruto felt a bit sad for the two, not only Gaara, but also mostly Lee, but also Gaara. And anyways, of course, the preliminaries finish here, and the 1 month training begins. Naruto, of course, during this 1 month training, wouldn't be doing any training since, he doesn't have to fight. And anyways, now, during this time, Tsuki actually went off with Anko to learn different type of jutsus. Yes, Anko actually watched the preliminaries here, and she actually saw something in Tsuki, and so she took her with her, and then she took her with her. Yeah, and just had to check if my English was alright. And anyways, Naruto was on his own. He had to do nothing until the finals, and he was just walking down the village to actually go to get some food for once, and treat himself. And he actually meets Jiraiya then, and Jiraiya challenges him to a fight, and Naruto says, "Why should I fight you? I don't understand." And anyways, now, Naruto, of course, actually takes the challenge because he actually knows who Jiraiya is. He did kind of concentrate in the academy in this WF, and he did learn about the great shinobi of the leaf, or who they think are the great shinobi. And anyways, now, of course, Naruto recognizes him, and he wanted to test his own strength out, since he actually doesn't know if he's truly like Chunin level or anything. He doesn't know how Chunin really fights. He wasn't there, but of course he saw how Hakufu, and he destroyed Haku, and he was like, I'm pretty sure he was Jonin level. But anyways, now Naruto, Jiraiya do go at it, and Jiraiya absolutely destroys Naruto, showing to Naruto that he has, well, a long way to go to be near Jonin level. And anyways, now Naruto, of course, realizing that himself, and he actually asked Jiraiya to train him, and this is the first time Naruto did this, and for some reason he just felt a connection to Jiraiya. He doesn't understand what it was, but he said it, and Jiraiya actually took him under his wing and started training Naruto himself. Anyways, of course, at first Jiraiya wasn't sure of what Naruto learned. However, Naruto wasn't really going all out against Jiraiya, which kinda was the reason why he got absolutely annihilated. While Jiraiya was actually going all out, not all out, but since he would kill him if he did go all out. But anyways, now Naruto and Jiraiya do start a fight, and Naruto is absolutely start another fight, and because Jiraiya pretty much wanted to know what Naruto is truly capable of, and Naruto actually went all out here, and Jiraiya had to use at least 20% of his power, and that's a lot. That's near high tuning level, nearing low Jonin level. Naruto is already that strong. However, Jiraiya can see some flaws in Naruto. In his swordsmanship, there are no flaws. From what he's seen, any other swordsman he's ever seen, they were nowhere near Naruto's level. Of course, he's talking about the only swordsman that he versed. He didn't really verse too many high-ranking swordsmen because he fought in ninja wars, not in samurai wars. But anyway, of course, from what he from the little experience that Naruto has, that's what Jiraiya has with swordsmen. That's what he sees. He saw, and anyways, now Naruto and Jiraiya do start training, and Jiraiya actually realizes that Naruto doesn't need to train in anything except for taijutsu, just refining his taijutsu and just learning new jutsu, of course. And Naruto has a lot of jutsu, remember. He just doesn't use them as much as swordsmanship. But anyways, Jiraiya taught Naruto that he needs to start training with jutsu as well. Swordsmanship is good and all, however, in the ninja world, it won't really bring him anywhere, especially with like OP ninjas out there, for example, the Kazakage, the Raikage, people like that, and also like Orochimaru, strong people like them. And anyways, of course, Naruto understood and actually began training with the jutsus more, and this whole 1 month he actually learned new jutsus and the summon jutsu, and also he learned how to use the Rasengan. He wasn't able to master it, however, he's actually able to however he's actually been able to get down the second step, and he's on the third step, containment. However, it's kind of hard on him because he's not really used to it. And anyways, he's more used to his swordsman training by Naruto, of course, being the strong ass being the genius he is in learning new jutsus, he is able to pretty much master the Rasengan in the last week, and I meant in the first 3 weeks he wasn't able to master it. However, in the last week he's able to master it, and that's all he can do for now. Anyways, of course, the Chunin exam began, and Naruto actually wanted to go watch them with Jiraiya, since he feels like Jiraiya is a new Orokodaki. Same as Jiraiya, he feels the warmth that he felt from Orokodaki from Jiraiya, and the warmth that the Hokage shows him. And anyways, now Naruto, of course, actually gets rejected pretty much. Jiraiya says that he can't go, he has some things to do outside the village right now, and so he has to go. And Naruto was kind of sad, however he understood and he said alright. And anyways, he still wanted to go watch it, and plus the Hokage was there, he could just go sit next to him, until he realized that the Hokage was at the top and he was nowhere near him. And so Naruto was on his own, sitting down and pretty much watching everything on his own. And Sakura versus Tsuki was the first fight, and Tsuki actually learned poison, pretty much how to use poison, and Sakura actually learned how to use Genjutsu a bit better with by herself, not with anyone. And also she learned some healing jutsus, which was a perfect counter to Tsuki's not too strong but pretty strong poison, and she was able to heal herself. But in the end, Tsuki came out on top. Remember, Tsuki still has her sword on her, and not on her in a scroll, which Naruto does too now, because he understands that since he's a ninja, he has to fight like a ninja, right? But when it comes down to it, Naruto will get his sword out. He doesn't really care, and he likes fighting with the sword a bit better than with the jutsus. And anyways, he just finds it more entertaining. And anyways, now Naruto and Tsuki, Team 7, Naruto, Tsuki, and Sakura do go to the stands. Are in the stands now, since Naruto wasn't fighting. Tsuki and Sakura just finished, and they're watching the next few fights. Sasuke did not arrive in time, so his fight got postponed, even though it was meant to be he was meant to be disqualified. But since every feudal lord that was there wanted to watch the final Uchiha fight, that's why his one got postponed and it wasn't a forfeited match. And anyways, next was Shikamaru, which he found a drag. However, Naruto kind of rubbed on to him, like Naruto's personality. Naruto and Shikamaru have very similar personalities. They are very lazy, they can't really be asked, but at the same time, Naruto is much more serious than Shikamaru, and Shikamaru took a bit from Naruto, and now he's just a tiny bit more serious when it comes down to it. And even though it's a drag, he just does it, and this time he won't let Temari win like he did in the original. And anyway, now Naruto and the rest actually are amazed by the display that Shikamaru gave them, and pretty much they all see that pretty much Shikamaru is super strong. And anyways, now Naruto and the rest continue watching the next fight, which is Shino versus Kankuro. This time Kankuro couldn't give up because pretty much Temari lost, and they can't really give a bad name to the Sand Village, since they need to win at least one fight, right, or two. And anyways, after this, pretty much Temari, Kankuro and Shino fought, and this one ended up with Shino actually losing. Shino in the original was able to draw, I'm pretty sure, against Kankuro, since in the fight afterwards, after the finals, pretty much when the attack on the leaf began. But of course, this time he actually lost because Kankuro actually had to win now, because he didn't want his father to be like disappointed in him. And anyways, now Naruto did console Shino for his loss, even though Shino wanted to really win, since he was pretty much the only one remaining in his team in the finals. He wanted to win really badly, but he wasn't too saddened by this. He was just a bit disappointed in himself, which Naruto actually told him to not be. He fought extremely well, and if that was him, even he would have had some trouble. And look at Kankuro, and Kankuro actually came up to him. Kankuro, even though he doesn't like the Leaf Village right now, he still he actually went towards Shino to actually tell him that it was a good fight. He had fun, and it wasn't easy. And anyways, now Naruto actually did tell. Naruto's point went through to Shino, and Shino understood that he's not that bad, and he did kind of win in his own way, since he understood that he's not weak. And anyways, now Naruto and the rest do watch the next fight, which is Sasuke versus Gaara. And Sasuke does appear last second, and pretty much Gaara is more inclined to win now, because he's been waiting so long. And just like in the original, the fight goes pretty much the same way, just that Sasuke has a bit more control over the Chidori. Well, he has a lot more control over the Chidori, and he has the lightning blade, because this 1 month training helped him master the lightning blade as well. And anyways, now what the fuck did I just watch? Rasclaw, my team. I was actually playing a game to entertain myself while recording in it. Like, I'm trying to concentrate and record at the same time, but what I just saw disgusted me from my team. But anyway, now Sasuke's fight went a bit like in the original, just as Sasuke was dominating a bit more here. And after that, Gaara got pissed, and everyone got put under a genjutsu except for Naruto. And here Gaara actually knocked out Sasuke by actually using his half Shikaki form, and punched him so hard, and pretty much Sasuke bashed into a wall and pretty much fainted. But anyways, after this, Naruto and the rest actually, Naruto and Tsuki and Sakura were still awake, and Sakura went to help Sasuke once he actually once the sand shinobi left the stadium, or the battlefield. And anyways, after this Naruto actually was told by Kakashi to go after Gaara, and Naruto actually went after Gaara, while Tsuki was told to go after Naruto. by Kakashi. And anyways, pretty much Naruto took out every single person that was actually following him and Tsuki, and Naruto actually had some kind of suspicion on the sand anyway, so he kind of was expecting this. However, he doesn't want anyone to die, so he has to be quick, and he knows that Gaara is a Jinchuriki now. He did some research, and he found out Gaara was the Jinchuriki and the son of the fourth Kazekage. And anyways, now wait, is it the fourth Kazekage? I'm pretty sure it was. Gaara was the fifth, if I'm not mistaken. If I am mistaken, you can correct me. And anyways, in the comments below. And anyways, now Naruto actually does arrive to Gaara. Same as Tsuki. Tsuki comes as well by now, and pretty much now they have to fight Gaara, who once he saw both of them, he went into his full Shokaku form. Naruto got his sword out from a scroll, and he said that Tsuki, be careful. This will be a hard fight. It's not going to be a normal fight. It's against a Jinchuriki. And she asks, is he like you? And Naruto says yes, he's the one toes Jinchuriki. And anyways, she gets her sword out too, and pretty much the beginning of fight, which in the end Gamabunta was summoned. However, Gamabunta was beaten because Naruto never really transformed him, and he wasn't really paying too much attention to fight with Gamabunta, which would have been much easier on him. And pretty much Tsuki was about to get hit. However, he saves her, and he says that they have to use Naruto says, I'll end this quickly. And anyways, Tsuki was confused on what he meant by that, but he uses his water breathing, and he says water breathing 11th form, dead calm. And pretty much not only does he do that, but he actually creates a new breathing, which was a water and ice, not ice, so water and wind, and he combines the two, something that he thought of doing, but he never did it until he saw Haku using ice release. And pretty much he said dead calm, but once he did, he actually activated his wind breathing, which then froze the water around him. And Naruto pretty much did one slice, and he was already on the other side of Shokaku behind him, and Shokaku fell down to the ground, and Gaara fell too. And while Gaara was falling, Naruto caught him, and Gaara's like, why did you not let me fall? And Naruto's like, because I don't really hate you, and I know how you feel, but I can still be your friend since we went through pretty much the same pain. And anyways, Gaara finally found his first ever friend, and after this, pretty much Naruto finished the fight. Naruto's and Tsuki's fight finished a lot earlier, so the Hokage was about to do, the Reaper Death Seal. However, once Naruto arrives, they arrive pretty quickly, and Naruto stops the Hokage from doing it because he actually tells Tsuki to just rest because she's pretty tired from the fight that they just had with Gaara. And pretty much Naruto now says Breath of the Sun God, and he pretty much doesn't say any form because I don't want to spoil it. And he actually just slices one time, and the top of the barrier actually just gets sliced, and there was fire on the side of the barrier on each of the you know how it's a rectangle, on each top there was fire now because Naruto just cut through the whole thing, and then he jumped in, and pretty much Orochimaru had the time to get his sword, and he was about to attack the Hokage. However, Naruto's like, no you don't. And as he was about to attack the Hokage, Naruto comes in and pretty much saves him. He actually blows Orochimaru back. He's a much better swordsman than Orochimaru. However, then Orochimaru pretty much still had his summonings, remember, and the two Hokages did attack him, but Naruto's like water breathing second form, water wheel, which then pretty much sliced the two Hokages in half. And then he realized that this is a reanimation, and since the two are dead, and if it's some sort of jutsu, and pretty much Naruto needed to seal their chakra away, because from what he's seen they were both using techniques, especially because there was wood everywhere and before there wasn't, and he knew that the first Hokage knew how to use wood release. Naruto's like, alright, then I'll seal your chakra away, and pretty much he takes a deep breath and changes his breathing style, and just cuts through the first and second Hokage with one slice, and pretty much seals their chakra away, which actually went he actually Naruto accidentally sealed the two Hokages away at the same time without actually realizing what he was doing, but he realized that they can be sealed away with this technique, and any sort of reanimation that he does next, he can seal it away. And then the Hokage and Naruto were able to overpower Orochimaru and Naruto, actually hitting him with the Rasengan as well after pulling away his sword. And pretty much the two created an OP tag team, which in the end they succeeded in beating Orochimaru, and then Jiraiya arrives in the village and helps the rest to protect the village from the attack from the sound and sand. And after that, the sand realizes that they've been tricked, and the Hokage forgives them. Naruto, of course, already forgave them, but some people were kind of skeptical. But in the end, they weren't too fussed about it, because remember, this time they did not lose the Hokage like in the original. So they kind of forgave them, but at the same time they still had their suspicions. But anyways, after this, of course, Naruto and the Hokage actually told the Jiraiya that he doesn't want to be the Hokage anymore. He's getting too old. It's time for him to go. Jiraiya says, "Well, unfortunately, I will not be the Hokage. You know perfectly why. I'm not worthy enough to be the Hokage, and I know someone perfect for the role." And he says, well, the Hokage knows who he's talking about, and he says, "Are you sure she'll come back?" And Jiraiya's like, "Oh, I'll take Naruto. She'll definitely come back once he asks." He does resemble a bit of her brother and her lover after all. And he says, "Yeah, but he doesn't want to be Hokage like them." And pretty much, Naruto, he says he doesn't want to be the Hokage. However, he still wants to protect everyone in the village. One day he will, after all. And he asks why, and Jiraiya says that Naruto's goal is to protect the people close to him. However, Jiraiya is already predicting that Naruto will get close to everyone in the village eventually. Naruto used to live in the wilderness. However, he's starting to come out a bit more, just here and there. And this is the first step for Naruto to actually rebuild his social self. He's a very antisocial right now. However, he won't be forever. And the Hokage understands where Jiraiya is going with this, and he's like, "Alright, then you can take Naruto." Naruto does go, and they leave. Naruto says bye to Tsuki. Remember, that's his neighbor pretty much. And anyways, now Naruto's on the trip to find Tsunade, and he's still left in the hotel room. Naruto's actually training. At this point, he's actually training in mastering how to add the chakra nature to the Rasengan, and he was close to doing it. However, once he heard the knock, he lost it, and he's like, "God damn it!" He opened the door to see someone else. Once they left, over the few days that they were away, of course, the Akatsuki, or Kisame and Itachi did attack the village. Not attack, but they went in and pretty much fought Kakashi, Asuma, and Kuronai, and pretty much Guy had to come in to save them, but Kakashi was still put under the Genjutsu, and in the end, of course, they needed Tsunade's help, and Sasuke found out about this, and he went off on his own. Tsuki actually didn't know about this, so she actually remained in the village. She was actually with her sensei, with Sakura, and once they realized that Sasuke was gone, they couldn't do anything else, but Tsuki was actually about to go. However, Guy's like, "Don't worry, Tsuki, I got this," and he goes on his own. Anyway, Naruto opens the door, and after that, pretty much they tell him that he has to come with them, and Naruto actually asks why, and as they were about to explain, pretty much Sasuke appears, and Sasuke calls out to Itachi, and Itachi's like, "Little brother, every time you're in my way." And anyways, he starts strangling him, which Naruto gets pissed off and is like, "Leave Sasuke alone." And Kisame actually swung his sword at him because Naruto wasn't complying, and he's like, "If you're not going to comply, you're going to come the hard way. You're going to go through the hard way." And anyways, now, of course, Naruto actually pulls out his Nichirin sword, or his sword, and yeah. Nichirin is just an element that Naruto found in the forest. Don't ask how I know about this. It's plot armor, by the way. And anyways, now, of course, Naruto brought out his sword from the scroll, and Kisame is like, "Oh, so another swordsman." And one thing that, of course, Naruto knows is that Kisame and both Kisame and Zabuza were part of the 7 ninja swordsmen from the mist, and one thing that Zabuza told Naruto right before dying, he's like, "Naruto, you'll become a great swordsman. even greater than all the 7 ninja swordsmen that of the mist, and pretty much then gave his final words to Naruto and wished him good luck towards this goal. And Naruto actually didn't want to fight as many people with the the swords, the 7 swords of the mist, or the 7 legendary swords or something. I don't even know what they call them in Naruto. I'm just going to call them the 7 swords of the mist. And pretty much Naruto is fighting another one after Zabuza. Pretty much the Executioner's Blade. And just saying, they left the Executioner's Blade at Zabuza's grave, and now pretty much it was the Samahada, and Samahada was pretty much a sword of the 7 ninja swordsmen. And anyways, now Naruto wasn't fussed about fighting him, but he saw that Sasuke was getting strangled, and pretty much he had to help him. Yeah, it was Samahada. And anyways, so he actually does pretty much overpower Kisame for a second, then blow him through the wall outside the building, and he heads towards Sasuke's aid, and pretty much tries to slice Itachi, but Itachi already put Sasuke in a genjutsu, and Sasuke was completely out of it, and he was in his coma, like in the original. And anyways, now Naruto sliced through Itachi to then see Itachi become a substitution into crows. And anyways, now Naruto was confused, but he had to persevere. He's like, God damn it! And after this, he had to fight a full power Itachi. And anyways, not full power, but you know what I mean. Of course, Itachi didn't really want to fight him, and he's like, just let me go, and we'll leave. That's enough. We weren't meant to fight like this. We were just meant to capture you and head off. But I guess you don't want to go. So we'll come back later. And Naruto's like, why should I let you go for you to hunt me down later when I can just kill you now? And as he says that, he pretty much activates his ice breath, and he says ice breathing first form icy slash, and pretty much he does a slash into Itachi, which Itachi was actually barely able, well, not barely, but he actually was hit by this, but he was able to avoid 80% of it, but 20% hit. And he had ice on his shoulder, and pretty much it was bleeding, and Itachi actually could feel the pain. Like, it was actually painful. It wasn't just like this little wound which was bleeding. It was a painful wound, and he realizes that Naruto has some techniques that not many swordsmen can use, and Naruto is very, very strong. And anyways, he sees this, and Naruto and Itachi go at it. Itachi actually brings out his kunai, which is actually able to keep up with Naruto. However, Naruto getting pissed off, he's like, alright, you can keep up with just a normal ice breathing, let's try this. And pretty much he starts using water breathing, and he says that water breathing 10th form, continuous flux or constant flux. Wait, is it continuous flux? Continue flux. Let me check, guys. Demon Slayer. Ah, shit, guys, I'm so sorry. Yeah, constant flux. Sorry, not continuous. Or yeah, it's constant. Yeah, sorry, I have to remember that. I'll just say continuous. It's the same thing as constant, isn't it? And anyways, now Naruto was actually able to nearly hit Itachi. However, Itachi countered him by actually using a water dragon, not a water dragon jutsu, a fire dragon bomb jutsu, which was the technique that he used against Sasuke. And Sasuke was blown away, which Guy actually catches him, and Guy sees Naruto pretty much fighting Itachi in a pretty well-mannered, pretty much. Well, not well-mannered, but in a pretty good way. And anyways, Naruto's fighting through the dragons, and they were exploding behind him, and the dragon actually appeared from his water sword, well, no water sword, but behind him. And Jiraiya arrived, and he saw Naruto actually using the constant flux, and he actually did see this technique, and it was very strong. In fact, he actually did some very good damage to him. But anyways, Itachi was about to get hit. However, Kisame arrives, which then he actually stops Naruto's sword and tries to absorb the chakra he was using. However, Naruto wasn't using chakra. This is a breathing technique. Naruto is like, Kisame is like, what? Why can I not absorb your chakra? And Naruto's like, you think this is chakra? Then you're mistaken. And pretty much he starts breaking the skills of Samehada, and Kisame is like, that's enough. Itachi is like, that's enough. And pretty much, comes in front of Naruto, and actually and puts his hand, well, he covers Naruto's face and pushes him back, which then Jiraiya catches Naruto and he's like, Naruto, you're right. And Naruto's like, I'm not done. And from the ground, Naruto appears with the Rasengan, which actually hits Itachi's shoulder, where he actually goes slashed, and pretty much he started hurting even more. But Itachi's like, that's enough, Kisame, we have to go, there's too many of them now, we won't win. And anyways, after this, Naruto, the two Akatsuki members did escape and leave. And anyways, now Naruto and Naruto was god damn it, and the guy actually asked Naruto right before leaving what kind of technique is he using, what kind of apparently he couldn't absorb it. Like, that's the sword some harder, it's known for absorbing chakra, how was he not able to absorb yours? And Naruto's like, it's not a jutsu, it's a technique. And he asks, is it like a taijutsu technique? And Naruto's like, you could say taijutsu, but more like swordsman. And it's a breathing technique. And anyways, he doesn't understand, but still leaves. And Jiraiya actually does ask Naruto what kind of technique are these. And Naruto says, you may know the Urokodaki clan, right? And of course he does. And it's a pretty famous clan, but it was very... it was surrounded by darkness. There wasn't much information about it, unless you're connected to the Hokage or connected to a member yourself. And anyways, Naruto says that the last surviving member actually died a few years back. He got killed protecting him, and pretty much Naruto, the Urokodaki did tell Naruto to take the scrolls, or the scrolls that all the jutsu, or not jutsu, everything was written in. And he also had jutsu scrolls, but pretty much Urokodaki gave Naruto everything that he had, and Naruto inherited the Urokodaki name pretty much, and all their techniques. Naruto knew how to forge swords. He was like a blacksmith at this point, but he knew pretty much everything about them, and he learned a lot of history from them. And anyways, now all the Urokodakis, it wasn't a very big clan, but all of them played major roles in wars in different villages, or especially in the Leaf Village, because they were mostly found there. And the first Hokage was actually very good friends of the leader of the clan. That's why they were mostly from the Leaf. However, not many were in the clan, and not many really, had successes or anything. And Urokodaki, I'm just going to use Urokodaki's real name, which is let me quickly check. I actually checked the other day, and I forgot already. So guys, bear with me. Urokodaki name. His name was Sakonji Urokodaki, and pretty much he actually did. Pretty much he was the final member, and he died at a very old age, and even older than the Hokage. And anyways, now Naruto and Jiraiya do continue until they find Tsunade, and Tsunade does badmouth everyone, and Naruto at first doesn't get too pissed. However, then pretty much she says, and also those damn Urokodakis. And pretty much Naruto raises an eyebrow at this, and he says, what do the Urokodakis have to do with this? And pretty much she says, and this is me changing the whole entire Naruto story, and she says that pretty much they were there when her brother got killed, and even her lover, and pretty much they didn't help them, and that's why that's another reason why they died. And Naruto is like, are you really gonna blame on them when you couldn't be there yourself? Really? You're meant to be the closest one to them, and you couldn't protect them, and now you're blaming someone else. You should be ashamed. And Tsunade's like, what did you say? They were right next to him and couldn't help him. And Naruto's like, maybe you don't know. Maybe, how do you know? Maybe they were injured themselves. Maybe they didn't have their swords. Maybe they couldn't do anything. Who knows? They could have been paralyzed for all we know. And anyways, of course, Tsunade is like, do you want to take this outside, kiddo? And pretty much Naruto's like, yeah, let's go. And pretty much they do begin a fight, and Tsunade makes a bet to him, and pretty much Naruto's like, I won't even use my sword skills. I will show you that even without the Urokodaki techniques, I will beat you. And pretty much he asks, how does he know the Urokodaki techniques? Is he one of them? And Naruto's like, no, but pretty much Sakonji Urokodaki, which is actually a pretty famous name within the people who actually knew about him in the Third Great Ninja War and the Fourth, which were the people who were at the top of the the people who were pretty much doing the most work knew about him because he was on their level. However, he never really spoke out. He never really wanted the attention because he was more like he was more of an introvert than an extrovert. But anyway, of course, Tsunade tells him that he'll beat her. She'll beat him with one finger, which in the end actually works out because Naruto actually lost his balance once. She actually made a hole in the on the floor or in the floor, and as he was about to use the Rasengan, he actually flopped. And Tsunade's like, "Who taught you this technique? You fool! Only a fool will teach you." I bet it was you, Jiraiya. And Jiraiya does say he was, and he's not a fool. And then Tsunade's like, "Alright then, if you can master it, I'll return to the Leaf Village. I'm giving you a full week." Anyways, of course, Naruto would actually already has it, and he's like, I'm not done fighting yet. And Tsunade's like, "What?" And Naruto actually jumps back up and uses the Rasengan and is about to smash it onto her, but Tsunade actually punches the Rasengan and he actually explodes on both of them. And Naruto, of course, his hand is actually broken from this, and Tsunade's hand is scorched. But anyways, now she was about to pretty much punch Naruto into the ground until Naruto actually got his sword out and blocked her punch with his sword. And Tsunade was confused and he didn't block it with the sharp side. He actually blocked it with the side. Tsunade was like, "Wow, he's that strong." And pretty much Naruto is like, Tsunade actually gets a kunai out and tries to slash Naruto. However, Naruto literally slices the kunai, and the kunai actually literally cuts in half. And anyways, Naruto cuts the kunai in half. And anyways, after this, Tsunade was actually able to get a good punch into Naruto's gut. However, Naruto is still standing up, actually uses the water breathing, continuous flux, and he was actually able to get towards Tsunade. However, he then actually turns his sword around and actually just hits Tsunade with the blunt side of the sword. And the dragon was about to attack her. However, then Naruto actually stopped it, and the dragon was just behind him. And pretty much then he turned back into water. Anyways, Naruto's like, "You understand? If we were to fight properly, it wouldn't be that easy. It wouldn't be that easy to beat me." And Tsunade just starts laughing and says, "Do you really think I was trying?" And Jiraiya's like, "Yeah, Naruto, if she really tried, it wouldn't have been nice. You would have got destroyed as soon as she punched you in the gut." And Naruto's like, "What do you mean?" And and basically Jiraiya's like, "You see this? This is what she did when she was angry. Imagine if she was actually fighting to kill you." And Naruto realizes that Tsunade is no joke, and he can understand why she was a legendary Sannin, and he actually apologizes, but at the same time Tsunade apologizes too and asks him what his dream is, and Naruto just says, well, he just wants to protect the people that are close to him, and the people that are close to him. And anyways, of course, Tsunade then actually gives him the necklace of the first Hokage anyway, and of course, still that kiss on the forehead, because he reminds her of her brother. And anyways, now after this, now not Team 7, they return to the Leaf Village a week prior, and pretty much during this week, Naruto actually, of course, would spend all his time with Tsuki in the woods and do nothing at all day. They would just chill. And anyways, now Naruto and Tsuki were called a week later, and Sasuke didn't want to fight Naruto. Well, Sasuke knew that Naruto was much stronger than him, and realized that Naruto was actually able to hold up a fight, because he actually went to Might Guy and asked him, and Might Guy did tell him that Naruto was actually able to attack Itachi and even hold him off for a few minutes, at least a minute. And Sasuke was jealous, but in the end he did still meet the Sound Four and leave with them. Of course, he was called down to the Leaf Village from his shack. I'm joking, but from his little cottage, and Suki was actually at his home. And just saying, when I say in the wilderness, I mean at the top of the mountain. I don't mean in the woods. There's no sun at all. No, I mean like at the top of a hill, the mountains, and pretty much where there's sun, where there's a river and shit, trees everywhere. Of course, this is forest, but anyways, now, of course, after this, Naruto actually, well, is the leader of Sasuke Jewel Team, which is Naruto, Suki, uh, Shikamaru, even Sakura as a healer, Shino, and Neji. Of course, they all go, and here not one by one, but and also Kiba. And since there are multiple people, there's gonna be multiple people fighting each Sound 4, and it's gonna be pretty much Choji and Hinata. Yes, Hinata stays back to fight with Choji, while just saying Lee is having his operation. Well, he had his operation in his recovering, and then well, against Jirobo it was Choji and Hinata. Against Kidomaru was actually Neji and Shino, and against Sakuna Nukan and also Tayuya, it was actually not only was it Kiba and Kiba Akamaru and Shikamaru, but this time Tsuki actually remained, and yeah, and Sakura as a healer. And anyways, now of course they continue. They actually began fighting while each one of them continued their fights. While Naruto actually headed off last. He's meant to be the leader, and he's the last one like standing to actually bring Sasuke back. And those Kimimaru, yes, Kimimaru did take Sasuke. And after this, Kimimaru stopped at a field because Sasuke woke up and Sasuke saw Naruto and jumped away. Well, not jumped away, but sped away. While Naruto actually began fighting Kimimaru, and in the end, it wasn't an easy fight. Kimimaru and Naruto were pretty much on the same level at this point. Kimimaru was only on Naruto's level in his curse mark 1 state, and also because he has his terminal illness. And anyways, now after this, Naruto and Naruto and Kimimaru do go at it, and Naruto uses his ice breathing, his water breathing, his lightning breathing, using thunderclap and flash, and also he's using everything that he has. And in the end, he was only able to beat Kimimaru because not beat him. He wasn't able to beat him, but he was able to injure him enough with the help of his sun breathing, and also because Lee arrived and pretty much wait 1 second, guys, and pretty much took over the fight. And Kimimaru, Lee was still weaker than Kimimaru, but in the end Gaara came to help him, and they were able to beat him, while Naruto actually began the fight against Sasuke. Sasuke, of course, stood actually a really he not stood a really big chance. Sasuke had a chance to beat Naruto. Naruto, of course, being much stronger than him, he was weakened. He was extremely weakened, not only weakened, he was extremely weakened by fighting Kimimaru, and pretty much Naruto could barely continue his total concentration constant. It was very hard on him, and in the end, he wasn't able to switch through his breathing styles constantly, and he was nearly running out of chakra, and especially because he did use a lot of techniques against Kimimaru as well. And anyways, now Sasuke was able to actually put up a very good fight, and in the end Naruto went into his One Tails form, or his One Tails cloak, and pretty much Sasuke and Naruto had their final clash, and of course in the end Sasuke still won because of him having way more chakra left, and Naruto having that little smidge of chakra left, even though and especially because he was trying to make the Naruto stop giving him chakra, because the more he took, the weaker the seal was. He could feel it, and the less he could control his body, and he could barely control his body after that. But anyways, Naruto still lost, and he was left by Sasuke. And anyways, Naruto had a hole in his shoulder, and yeah, Sasuke did do that, and Naruto actually didn't have Naruto didn't have the facilities to heal himself. But anyway, Sakura was there, and once everyone came to get Naruto and Sasuke, they only saw Naruto, and in the end they realized that Naruto must have lost, and he's extremely injured, and they took him back to the village. Everyone's extremely injured. However, and this time it wasn't Shikamaru who took Shikamaru still had that character development because he nearly lost his whole entire team. Well, everyone that was in that team, but also Naruto got most of Naruto took most of the blame since he actually was the leader. And anyways, of course he didn't. No one blamed him, but he took them. He thought it was his fault. And anyways, after this, Team Seven, or not Team Seven, Naruto actually did leave to train with Jiraiya since the Akatsuki are gonna go on the hunt for the Jinchurikis soon enough, and of course Naruto is over, and that's where I'm gonna end off. I thought I was going to finish the whole entire thing, but I don't feel like it, and it was 45 minutes. I'm pretty sure you all like 45 minutes to an hour videos, and yeah, so that's where I'm going to end off, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Please take care, stay safe. This was the King of Weaves there. Don't forget to subscribe to Ratreet, Miniman123, and also my friend Hxmesh, and the second channel, the DB Lover, and follow Shokiro on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, even if I don't post or anything. And don't forget to get your good quality anime merch from Beautiful Halo. Get 5% off on your next $49 plus order with the code MEME, MEME, and 10% off on your next $99 plus order with the code MEMES, MEMES. And also don't forget to get your good quality lamps from LED lamps which light up at night, and you can get any type of lamp. You can search up. I got a Luffy lamp from One Piece. If you don't know who Luffy is, and if you haven't watched One Piece, is an amazing anime and manga, and it hit over 1,000 chapters. But yeah, also don't forget to yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, also the promo code is the LAMPT dash the King of Weaves. LAMPT is spelled LAMPTEE, and dash the King of Weaves, and the L in the King of Weaves is just how you write on YouTube with O and F, lowercase, everything else capital, and the L in LAMPT is capital. Anyways, you can get 10% off on any of your orders. The price doesn't matter. Any price, you can buy $1,000 plus worth, $1,000 worth of products, and you can get $100 off. Pretty sure that's how you do maths. And anyways, hope you enjoyed it. My ducklings, this was the King of Weaves here, and I guess peace.